Welcome in, everybody. This is always off brand. One of your hosts, Scotty O, Summer Jubileer, Haley Brucker in the news. They're not here because we are live recording eTail Boston, the lovely hallway they've provided for us. And we are appreciative, and gratitude is high for eTail Boston here at the downtown Boston Sheraton. And today, joining me, a returning company, but a new guest.
Nice.
Madeline, the CEO of Purple Dot, the proactive ordering system we all should have. I don't know why we don't all have it. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Madeline, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. Excited about this.
Can we just talk Mariner Suicide Hotline for a while? I mean, is that wrong?
Here for it.
She walks up at me, she's like, "Oh, you're a Mariner fan." I'm just like, seriously, lady? That's what you open with?
Yeah, I mean, when you meet another hardcore baseball fan out in the wild, I just can't help myself. No matter how bad it's going for you.
Okay, let's compare run differentials. The Atlanta Braves today versus the Seattle Mariners.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't think it'd look pretty for you.
You are closing
pretty
in on,
for me, not pretty for
super
you.
Super pretty for you. You and the Dodgers. It's seriously like 200 and something, I want to say, or close to negative.
I know, but the Dodgers, now Scooble is a plant to tank them. 2 bad starts out of Scooble.
That's true. And they've lost since the trade deadline. They've lost. Isn't it brilliant? Don't you love that?
Love it. Thank you for your service, Scooble.
Yes. Scooble. Come on. He should have stayed in Detroit.
Well, he says he's going back.
Really?
Yeah. He says he's excited to go back.
There's questions about the mighty Scooble last year in the playoffs. We've already lost all the faithful 48. We've lost already. Can you remind the people in the program? I promised Suzanne I would bring this back. Purple Dot. What are we purple dotting? What are we doing?
Yeah, so Purple Dot, we are the premium pre-order platform for flexible commerce. So we help brands.
What does that mean? Hold on.
Yep.
Just hold your horses. What does that mean? Flexible commerce. I mean, you said a lot of things there.
Yeah. So how we see e-commerce is that it was modeled after brick and mortar when it was first built.
Yeah.
So they felt like they need, just like if you were going to walk into a store at the mall, you expect stock to be there to be able to buy it.
Yes.
You might try it on, look yourself in the mirror, walk out the door with the stock in hand.
Yeah.
When e-commerce was built, they treated their warehouse like the storefront. Stuff has to be on the shelf to be able to sell it.
Yeah.
And we feel like those constraints are really causing a lot of problems for retailers and brands. So with Purple Dot, you don't have to be restricted to stock that's only in the warehouse to be able to sell it. You can sell stock when it's a day away from the warehouse, a week, a month, 2 weeks, a year.
Wow. Interesting. How would one do that? You just got your first bell. So if you give away a juicy nugget, we like to call it juicy nuggets. If you give something that's really actual that I can take away, that's like actual legit stuff, I'm going to give you a bell.
Nice. What's your record bells for one episode?
I don't know. Good question. We don't keep track.
Oh,
we're Are you competitive at all?
a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
So this makes all the sense in the world, especially in apparel, in some other high. I don't know. There's some high risk. It's all high risk. Don't get me wrong. But there's certain things like, my God, it's really hard to that on demand, or basically that pre-order. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. We think so. I mean, the thing is, it's just always so hard. I remember missed connections on Craigslist.
Yes.
Where you do the missed timings.
Yes.
I like thinking of that with retailers. A lot of times there's just missed timing of having that stock in the warehouse.
Yeah.
It could be they ran out of stock faster than they thought. There could be a supply chain issue where things are delayed getting to the warehouse. There could be just lots of things where you actually don't have the stock on hand, but you still want to sell it. You always want your store to be open. And the reality, a lot of brands and retailers' existing tech stack was built with the warehouse being the storefront. And they don't have visibility necessarily. The e-commerce stack doesn't have visibility of stock that could be on the boat a week away, 2 weeks away, 4 weeks away. So what are they stuck with? Usually showing customers a sold out button or a notify me or some other bounce opportunity. That's out. Why don't you buy this schlock that I'm not interested in, right? Does that even work? I don't think so.
Well, they substitute a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They substitute a lot. Or they try.
They try. Yeah. I mean, I think that the last 10 years of e-commerce has been really optimized for what happens once that customer lands on your website. How do you get the best conversion possible? How do you get the fastest shipping possible? How do you make sure that the returns process is good? All those types of things. But there's kind of a blind spot of what's happening in that supply chain to optimize for selling before it arrives at the warehouse. And that's the space and that gap that we want to fill so that brands can sell stock that's physically in the warehouse and they can sell stock that's not yet there. And when that's what we mean by flexible commerce is that you're just not restricted to, oh my God, I have stock on hand. I don't have stock on hand. Actually, you could always have stock on hand.
So you're never out of business.
No, exactly. Never out of business.
But unless you have Purple Dot.
Yeah.
If you don't have Purple Dot, you're probably out of business.
Well, I mean, I think smart e-commerce brands try to solve this themselves, right?
Yes.
They're in a boardroom. They're tired of being like, I don't know.
Yeah, supply chain's that's real shit right there. That's serious stuff going on.
Exactly. I saw an article recently from Sea Intelligence that said up to 50% of brands, the quoted times of the stock arriving at the warehouse are always wrong. So basically, it's a flip the coin of when your stock is actually going to arrive at the warehouse.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to give you Damn. That was a hell of a stat right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So thinking about most products here, but I spent a lot of years selling apparel and footwear, even hard goods, the same thing. Supply chain, right? We're not all Zara. We're not all ready to wear. We're all not instantaneous fashion, right? Mm-hmm. Fast fashion. The problem is the retailer, the manufacturer, everybody's got to make bets. 6 months, 9 months, 18 months. Mm-hmm. I worked for a very large footwear brand. They had to plan mold buys, raw material mold buys, almost 36 months out because of the scale and the size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How the hell are you supposed to predict what I'm supposed to have on shelf? Then you got you have a vacuum of these people that write a lot, mm-hmm. but you're trying to guess what the consumer wants. Mm-hmm. 9 months. You don't have weather. You don't have economic. There's 8 variables to right.
Yeah, it's too much to get right. In my opinion, I think it's too much to get right. So the more insurance policy that you can put into your tech stack is just going to drive you more revenue.
Okay. So if I'm retailer X, I sell, let's say, apparel and footwear or whatever, take that example. We can use whatever example you want.
Yeah.
We have an example. We have a brand called Summer Jeweler is my co-host. So we mm-hmm. came up with a brand 5 years ago called Summer's Hats mm-hmm. that we use an example when we're trying to talk to people like you. So Summer Hats, yeah. right? Very seasonal.
Yeah.
We did expand into skincare, but that's another podcast.
Nice. But that was a journey.
We had to pull back. No. So for example, Summer's Hats, right? We gotta buy the raw materials. We gotta make our buy from production, right? We got a long things. We got 30 to 60 days to get it over from Asia. Blah 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 blah. We got a 3PL warehouse. How do I use Purple Dot? Okay, we're on e-com. We have a D2C. We sell on Amazon. We have couple stores. Like how do we use Purple Dot? Talk to me, Madeline. Talk to me.
I'm gonna talk to you. So basically we were 100 brands, including Timex, Mattel, Oakenfort, Astrid, and Mayu. And what their e-commerce operator all just want is that flexibility to sell early. So what we do is we basically our infrastructure that sits in the background. We check whether you have stock actually at the warehouse, and then we check if you have stock somewhere upstream in motion, and then we connect those dots so that button is always a buy button or a pre-order button and never showing out of stock.
Okay, so let's say I have 100 in the house, I have 100 in the warehouse to sell, but I got 500 on the boat. Mm-hmm. Is that what you mean upstream?
Yep, exactly. So once you sell out of that 100, instead of that flipping to sold out, we sell from that incoming inventory instantly, the 500 that's on the boat, and giving those customers an estimated date of when it's going to arrive.
Okay, that's another point I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Nice jaw body. Should you get a bell for that? I don't know. Maybe a chime. Okay, are people willing to wait? Are people going to wait, Madeline? Come on. My wife was on a walk and didn't like the poop bags and ordered new poop bags that were there in 3 hours.
I wouldn't recommend poop bags for pre-order. Just as some best practice. Other things I wouldn't recommend are things like light bulbs. You know, if your light bulb goes out, you want to go on Amazon right away. But we found on average, customers will wait up to 4 to 6 weeks for an item they really want. And so you're, fashion brand, collectibles brand, something where you have really loyal fans and loyal customers, will wait.
Yeah, you're talking collective. Like I'm thinking of a couple of the big brands you mentioned. There's some certain things you're going to wait for.
Oh yeah, special like Timex did a Superman collab, and what they did was they weren't sure how popular the Superman collab was actually going to be, right? And so, and then once they sold out of that, they just continued to sell on next purchase orders that they knew that they could deliver. And I think they went all the way out to 3 months. They just kept rolling it over. And so the amount of inventory that they were able to sell versus just being restricted to their initial buy, I think was like 3x. And so what smart e-commerce brands are doing is they're saying, okay, what can I do if I'm not limited to just the stock that I have on hand?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can order limited inventory to minimize your exposure of overstock.
Right.
Sometimes you can, bring that launch date earlier to see if you can just extend your selling window. So I think, when margins are everything in e-commerce, every little bit and piece that you can
freaking margins.
The M word.
Oh my God. We got a margin-ageddon happening.
I think you need a different sound effect for the M word.
Oh, for margins?
Yeah.
I do. I have one. Ready? Hold on. I got you. Margins. That's like my Mariners. The entire conversations, I'm like, how can I tie baseball and Purple Dot together?
Oh, goodness.
Now, teams draft players out of high school. This is going to no longer be after next year, but you're making a bet. I could go through the list of people that the Mariners have gotten that we thought were going to be the next greatest thing ever.
I think actually the best analogy I can come up with in the moment is either a pinch hitter or a pinch runner, right?
Okay, yes.
Your back is to the wall,
yes.
But you want to capalize on every single opportunity and chance you have.
My analogy sucks. This is why you are a chief.
No. But I do like baseball.
Okay, so yes.
It's like, you're say you have a product.
Yeah.
It's selling pretty well,
yeah.
Right? But you under ordered it. What do?
Who knew?
You can show people to notify me, or you can just keep selling it. And so you send in that pinch hitter or pinch runner, and you just go for it. You put your cards in and you go all the way. So that's how we see the Purple Dot system for our brands, and we see them using it really creatively. A lot of times our brands will come to us just because they have some kind of supply chain issue. They don't want to miss a launch. And then once they realize, I don't need to have stock on hand to sell it, I just need stock to ship it. Then the opportunities are kind of endless once you kind of get out of that mental mold.
A lot of times they find something that they didn't. I mean, it's always, they didn't forecast it right because they weren't sure, because based on educated guesses and analytics or whatever, then for whatever, some trend hits, what have you, and all of a sudden it blows up, and then they're like, oh shit, I got to get more. How do I get more? Right.
Yeah.
And then they're going through 7,000 loops and jungles and everything else trying to get more product.
Yeah.
But you're saying with the Purple Dot situation, I can just click a button and go, no worries, it'll be here. We'll tell you when it's here.
Well, yes. And then we establish trust with that end shopper, with that end customer. So what we do
do they ever see, hold on. Sorry, to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So wait, the consumer knows about I'm confused. So Purple Dot is consumer facing? I thought it was like in this tech stack in the background for the manufacturer of the brand. No?
So it's both. So we do the nitty gritty behind the scenes to make sure.
She just looked at me, listener, like, seriously, dude? Like, you're a moron. No, I'm kidding.
Look, before I started Purple Dot, sometimes I would see the word pre-order and be like, I don't trust that.
Because is it ever going to get here?
Is it ever going to get here? So when we built Purple Dot, the reason we called it Purple Dot is because you remember when you used to go into a physical retail store, you'd look at a price tag, and if it had a red dot, that would mean a discount or a sale.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Well, for us, Purple Dot means pre-order. And what we want that symbol to be...
Aha!
What we want that symbol to be is, look, we got your back. When you pre-order, powered by Purple Dot, we charge the money up front, but we put it in escrow until we see that warehouse. And so that means that you can cancel for free anytime before it ships, but also gives you confidence that, hey, we trust this brand. They're going to ship in the dates that they expect, or you can get your money back.
Okay.
And we feel like establishing that trust in the kind of buy early, sell early system is critical for brands to be able to lean into it. Otherwise, it could quickly become like wild, wild west out there with brands just promising stock and it never comes. And, you know, the moment that the consumer stops trusting the word pre-order at large, this can't be a long-term strategy for the industry to be able to maximize their inventory.
So it's kind of like a layaway system, but it's not really a layaway system. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, that's an old school term.
Yeah.
I'm showing that I'm very seasoned.
No, I mean, it is. You're right. Another way to think about it is kind of like the escrow of e-commerce.
But it's not. It's different because the buy now, pay later, which is booming.
Yeah.
Which I have fears about that. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. I don't like it.
I know.
Not
I don't like
happy
it.
about
I think when you're like Klarnaing, door dashing your Big Mac, we got big problems.
And the average order value is like low. That's the other thing. It's like I've buy now, pay later, like my $7 sandwich. Like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah,
seriously.
I know.
Anyway, but it's different. I when that first came out, I'm like, okay, is it like layaway back in the day? But the layaway was different. And then the day again, they love that because they would get you. And if you put it on our charge card, and that the finance, their finance department was more profitable than the department store.
I know, it's a major line of revenue for them, right? So good for them.
Yeah, good for them. But this is different. So the escrow concept, that's interesting to me.
Yeah. We just wanted to put our stake in the ground of, look, inventory management in retail and e-commerce isn't working. I mean, I think everybody would admit that. There's understock problems. There's overstock problems. I mean, it is just...
You can't find it.
It's just horrible.
And then you don't want to go somewhere to get it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just online. I mean, sometimes in physical stores even more so now because of the consolidation, right?
Yeah.
My choice in Seattle, Washington is whatever some corporate buyer said was what I needed in Tuscaloosa. I don't know. In Ahwatukee. I don't know. In Schitt's Creek, wherever.
Oh my gosh, I love Schitt's Creek.
God, it's a great show.
I'm like rewatching it right now because
it's just so funny you bring that up. I was on that show years ago. This is my whole thing with my family. I love television, by the way.
Wait, you were on the show?
No, I wasn't. I could have been.
Oh my God, I almost just died.
I could have been, though. Could have. What would I have been? Like the long stepbrother?
No, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe advising Blouse Barn.
There you go. Blouse Barn. Oh my God, I love Blouse Barn. So this is what happens. I love television and I watch television. I love television. Okay. I was going to be in the television business, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? The whole point is I sit there and watch these. And when my children now are old in the way, but when they were in the house, I'd be in my other room watching TV and I'd be laughing, coming in and like, what are you watching? I'm like, oh my God, this show Schitt's Creek. This is like 2016, 15 when it first came out. They're like, Schitt's Creek. And they just give me crap about it. All they're like, 3 years later, 5 years later, whatever. They get popular. They're on Netflix or where they win awards. All of a sudden my daughter's like, oh my God, have you seen Schitt's Creek? It's so funny. I'm like, Annabelle, I told you about that 4 years ago. She's like, oh my God, that was the show?
That's hilarious.
This is nonstop.
That's kind of like with my dad and Seinfeld. I thought Seinfeld was like, I don't know, the most loser show ever until I got into my 30s. And I was like, this is brilliant.
It's pretty funny. It stands up. A lot of it stands up.
It does.
A lot of it stands up.
It does.
I don't know how we got Schitt's Creek. Oh, I mentioned Schitt's Creek. The point is, just in time or the when, right? It all adds back into what I've talked a lot about with a lot of people here at eTail Boston. I'm doing a panel on the cost to acquire customers is becoming so exorbitant and so high. We're back to the sad margin discussion.
I know, the M word. You just have to, you got to hit the sad button.
She's directing me now. I love this. It's just like Summer Jubileer does all the time. She's just like, hit the button. The point here is we've got to really look under every stone, so to speak, to find these maximize efficiencies, and inventory management is worth. The forecasting systems people have are dreadful.
Yeah. It's
the educated guess, the ad spend, all of these things, the promotional, right?
Yeah.
If I can get it for full price in pre-order, and give it to you in 2 weeks at full price.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go serve you some schlock that's 40% off that I don't want anyway. It was a bad buy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep, exactly. And the brands we work with, around 12% of their annual GMV is now via pre-order. So 1 in 10 orders.
12%?
Yep.
God dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
they're selling 1 in 10 of their products early before it arrives at the warehouse, which I think just speaks to the opportunity of what is possible when you think about, okay, the stock isn't here, but how can I still capture that customer so they don't bounce? And a lot of times it's selling them stock that's a week away, 2 weeks away, 4 weeks away.
Yeah. How is there a time limit? It doesn't matter. Have you seen it up to?
It depends on the vertical.
Yeah.
It depends on the industry. So our recommendation, if you're just getting started with pre-orders, is around 4 weeks. Test 4 weeks with your audience and see what that conversion rate is. And you likely will see really good results. Now, if you're in a more specialized industry like the collectibles industry or something with a really high order value, customers are often willing to wait a lot longer.
Well, we learned this. I mean, the psychological part of it to me, we learned this through Temu and through different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're like,
You're so
shit,
right.
I'll what? If I'm paying $7 for a shoe that looks like it's $150. I mean, I joke about different examples of this, right?
Yeah.
People are insane. They're like, yeah, but it was $7. I'm like, you had to wait 3 months for $7 shoe. And then once you got it, it was so shitty, you just throw it away.
Yeah.
But that was like the fun of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it is down to marketing as well. Like, a lot of our brands, especially the fashion brands, actually, they'll purposely lean into pre-order drops as a marketing strategy, right? So for their new arrivals for fall, which is basically happening now, they'll purposely launch it on pre-order 6 weeks in advance, and then they'll launch it again when it's in stock, and they basically get 2 bites at the apple. We've seen with that approach, they actually sell on average 20% more. By just extending that selling window and going from a marketing approach in that way, and then because it drives up that FOMO.
Yes, and think of the margin value there. No, that was a good margin.
Okay.
But you make me, again, I'm going to bring up Shein, which what they figured out. I mean, Zara did this in the fashion, the ready-to-wear industry. But my point here is what you're saying is like, people, they went and looked at trends. They basically got as high of data intelligence they could to make their money on the buy, because as a great merchant and retailer, you make your money on the buy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, they test things in short runs. They figure out what happens, and then they go and they address it, or they supply it.
You're so right. Yep. And I think a lot of...
Wait, hold on. I get a bell because I was right.
Self bell.
Honestly, you should just come over here. You work the sound machine.
God, I would love that.
You would love that, wouldn't you?
Love that. It's fun.
Anywho,
what were we saying?
We're talking about Shein.
Oh yeah.
Talking about my freaking Mariners just falling off a cliff. I'm so depressed I can't even put words to it.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
I know. It's okay. Let's get back to it.
It could get worse though.
Could it?
Yeah, it could be the Mets.
I don't feel better some way because they're trying. I don't know.
Are they trying?
Are they? Well, they spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to pre-order polka dot.
Yeah.
Now I get the purple dot.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. I probably got it last year when someone explained to it, but I forgot about it.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's just a little nod to the past.
It is. But things are going well. How are things going?
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I think there's a lot of change that's probably going to happen coming up in terms of how...
This is ominous.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. It's good.
So you have an ominous thought?
Did I get the bell ready? What are we doing? What's going to happen? What are the changes?
No, what I mean is I think we're seeing a shift in e-commerce in terms of brands being open to thinking about their inventory in a different way.
Really? What's the... Okay, let me ask you this.
Because they look at Shein. They look at...
Oh, okay. They look at this and go, wow, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, they say, well, how can I leverage those types of techniques if I'm not them? And so with these production cycles are becoming shorter and shorter, they realize maybe I can order just a little bit, see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then order more and more and more and more and more. So I actually think these fast fashion, Shein, Temu, leading out front is actually dragging the industry in a way where it needs to go in order to be able to, one, compete with them in the fast turnover of that inventory, but two, figure out a better and different way to ensure that they're minimizing overstock and reducing understock.
How do you, again, the whole discovery, does this have anything to do it? Because dynamic inventory is now, thank goodness, I mean, I don't know, it's totally prevalent, but it's made its hay, right? So we're not going into a store. We kind of have a sense of what's going on, what's actually in inventory.
Yes.
I don't know. You tell me. Is dynamic inventory? Are we good at it yet? Are we not? Are we there? No. Maybe I'm wrong here.
I mean, I think it depends on the industry.
I know these are big sweeping generalizations. So I apologize.
I would say, like, if I had to rate it, maybe like a B-. I don't know. It's like somewhere in between. But actually, we came up with the idea for Purple Dot. My co-founder and I.
How did you guys start this, and how long has this been going?
Yeah, so we actually we're second-time founders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had this previous startup. It was actually in the AI space before AI was cool. So that's a fun journey because.
Are you gonna bring it back?
We're gonna bring it back. Actually, a recurring nightmare of mine is trying to like get that technology back. It's kind of crazy, but anyways,
never mind.
But yeah, no. And then that business was acquired actually by a travel company called Skyscanner. Okay. And when we were at Skyscanner, this was about 10 years ago, and this is when the airline industry was getting really good at making sure every single seat is sold. Yeah. So you've probably been on a flight recently?
Yesterday.
Was it packed?
It was busy, but there's an empty seat in exit because they couldn't sell the $126, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, but the algorithm told them the algorithm thought they could get that money out of you.
But see, that's what pissed me off because I looked the morning of saying, hey, I had a barrier in my mind. I had a principal morality point where I'm like, if it's $50, I'm probably going to pull the trigger. Yeah. Right?
There is a price that's right. Yes. And that's all they're trying to figure out.
And they didn't do it.
No, but maybe next time.
So what's the point of this story? The point of the story, Purple Dot, don't make that seat empty.
So
is that the point?
Well, no, but we were working in travel when they were optimizing this to the max, right? So like 10 years ago, there was way more empty seats on that flight. Yes. And they may have given you that seat for free. Yes. And over the last 10 years, they've been like, okay, we're sending too many planes out there, empty seats. Not every single seat is sold. They've optimized their routes. They optimize their pricing. They've optimizing everything to make sure that everything is sold.
They suck every penny out of you.
They do. And they do it in kind of a slimy way. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But they've solved the problem. Yes. And that's a problem that we have not yet solved in physical retail and e-commerce, where every single unit is sold. That's just not something we've even scratched the surface of. And obviously in e-commerce, dynamic pricing isn't something I think is probably the recommendation here, but there are things that we can learn from other industries to make sure that our sell-through rate is more where it's like in the airlines and not like it's like in e-commerce. And so we wanted it, we're data people at heart. Yeah. And so we wanted to set out on this problem where, okay, how can we make sure that e-commerce and retail is a truly sustainable industry where everything that gets made gets sold? And so that was kind of the genesis idea that we jumped off from. Yeah. And what we've learned so far over the last, you asked me how long, so like five years-ish. Yeah. Is that excitingly, the bar is low. So it is.
Sorry, it just caught my attention. Is that,
do you think he wants to like jump on?
Is that a centipede? What is that? Is that a listener?
It's a praying mantis.
Oh, it's a praying mantis.
See, I got it right. Do I get a bell?
Oh, yes, of course you get a bell. Yes. Listener, we just had a man walk by in a great costume. Yeah. Praying mantis costume.
He's really really leaning into it.
He is, and I love it. Shout out him. So you set out, 5 years ago, it's going pretty well. This seems to be big. I talked to some people there at the Purple Dot to set up this high technical, very professional interview today. Oh, do you feel like it's been really professional? Not on my side.
Oh, 100%. A+.
Anyway, the company's growing.
Yes.
Is my point. The
Yes.
company's growing.
Yes.
You're enlightening these people. I was going to get into a whole thing about my request, if the request line is open, could you please solve the apparel and footwear return problem? Because I can pre-order it.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Is it?
Yeah, because we haven't gone down this path yet. And my head of product, if he ends up listening to this, will not like what I'm about to
well, then
say.
just, hey, I want plausible deniability, Madeline. Don't talk to me. Don't say it if I'm going to get in trouble. I'm in trouble a lot.
But that's returns are often another missed connection opportunity, right? Because a lot of times you're showing sold out. You know that your returns rate's about 15%. So why are you showing sold out when you know you might get some returns? Now, of course, there might be some quality control issues there and other types of things there.
It's usually fit.
Yeah, it's usually fit.
Yeah.
Sell from it. Why can't you sell from it? So the reason that retailers, e-commerce can't sell from it today is because it's, again, not in the warehouse. But I think if we just throw away that concept that you have to have stock in the warehouse to sell it, there's tons of opportunities that we have only scratched the surface on to help retailers make sure that everything that they make gets sold.
Oh, God, you know what? That's getting more than a bell, because that little speech right there, I hope you do that, please.
I hope so too.
Because the average return rate of apparel and footwear is 40%.
It's wild, isn't it? It's not sustainable.
40%.
Just think about how nuts that is.
It's crazy town. And so you have to build that in. Talk about the M word. It kills the M word.
Kills it.
And I blame a lot of people for that, but it's...
Who do you blame?
I actually blame Zappos. Do you remember Zappos?
I knew you were going to say that, yeah.
Did you know?
I had a feeling. In my head, I was like, he's going to say Zappos. Yeah, because they set the expectation with the consumer. I love Zappos, by the way, and I know it has a huge story and all these types of things.
No, I'm a Zappos fan. But I remember the day it started, I was like, holy sheboygan, Batman.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to pay $6 more for this shoe just so I can have it delivered with a label ready and I can put it on my porch and somebody's going to take it away if I don't like it.
Exactly.
I'm like, holy psychological retail shit, Batman. That was insane to me.
Insane.
It's insane.
It's insane. But it said it. I agree. I think it set it on a path.
It did. And the race of the bottom has been going ever since.
I know. And so we have to create a new path, because I think once you set that expectation with the consumer, it's real. As you know, when you set an expectation with your customer, it's really hard to walk that back. So I think that cat is out of the bag.
But see, we have other it's a great discussion because we have conflicting patterns in human behaviors and different things that affect.
Yeah.
I know I got really weird there.
Getting philosophical.
I'm kind of getting philosophical because I am in Seattle, right? I have made my career working with hundreds of brands on Amazon. And so I'm deep in that little ecosphere, in the lovable nerdville is what I call it.
Nice.
And they're causing problems.
Yeah.
Because the convenience factor, people are paying more for the convenience.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we don't need it that fast. She's snapping. We snapping. No, we snapping.
I actually can't snap.
You can't snap,
No,
Madeline?
I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
Madeline, CEO, you can't snap?
I know.
What happened?
I don't know. I've tried. I just can't.
Okay.
The fingers don't.
That's okay. And my father couldn't snap, so it's fine.
But it's true.
Anyway, my point from a vendor and supplier standpoint in these situations, and this is not unlike every national retailer I've ever worked with, right? Their job is to suck the money out of you. They want to deliver the best convenience for the customer, but a lot of times they have to go to the vendors to supplement it, right?
Yeah.
So my bitch is like, hey, I sat in a meeting one day when somebody came at me for freight for a large manufacturer who was selling on Amazon. They wanted 3 more points for freight. And I'm like, hey, brah. It wasn't our choice.
That's exactly what you said.
I was like, brah. I'm like, Sarah's saying, no, brah. I'm like, brah. Like, you came up with this Prime deal like 2 days, like freight. Okay.
I'm sure that went over really well.
I was like, hold on a second. I'm going to finish that thought. No, I was just like,
100%.
dude, I could care less that you promised a 2-day free delivery. Ain't my problem.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else because I ain't giving you 3 points on freight.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hang up. So this is the pre-order problem, right?
Yeah, it's just tackling it from a different lens, I think.
Okay, well, you said we need to change. You said something's coming. I agree with you. This isn't sustainable.
No.
So how are you going to fix that?
I mean, I agree. So in terms of this free returns, making returns as accessible as possible, the race to 1-day shipping, 2-day shipping to compete with Amazon, I think you're seeing these, moves in e-commerce to try to walk that back. And because of the M word, because of margins. But I think once you set an expectation with your customer, it's really hard to walk that back.
It is.
And I think you got to look somewhere else. Because is it worth the risk of the loyalty of your existing customer base that you've already, paid to acquire and all these types of things? It's
precious.
It's precious, right? Just to, deduct $6 off of their return to disincentivize them from doing it. I'm not really sure, but I personally don't think that's the answer. I think when you come up against a problem, sometimes you got to look for a different boulder to push up the mountain. And one of those is, okay, how can I maximize sales by thinking differently about my inventory?
I agree. Not enough attention. Inventory management is not fun. It's not sexy. It's not like people don't want to talk about that. The forecasting, the nitty gritty, people don't like that. They don't like unit economics when they're thinking about how much it costs to sit on the shelf versus not. What's the markdown? Whatever. Yeah. I mean, it drives me crazy.
It's honestly, sometimes it's just the big elephant in the room at the brand or retailer, right? Yes. Which is, okay, what's your sell-through rate? And they're like, ugh. Until
the CFO typically gets involved or the finance team gets involved, then the elephant is revealed.
Yeah. And then they're forced to grow up. A lot of the times they're forced to grow up. And again, you see a lot of, not to diss the CFOs around the table, because I think they're bringing a really smart lens.
They run the world.
But a lot of times they're the ones who are like, okay, well, let's charge the $6 against the return.
Yeah.
And the distance. And of course, the marketing team, customer support team, they hate that.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
You don't ever want to penalize a customer for the problem that you created.
Right.
And so instead, what we see smart CFOs doing is, okay, why are we showing a sold out button?
Yeah.
You're leaving revenue on the table.
Hell no.
Try to make revenue somewhere else versus trying to recover revenue from, this path that we took to set this expectation with the shopper. So that's kind of our lens on it is, push up a different boulder versus trying to rectify the one that you've already created.
Well, it sounds like things are going well. Congratulations on all front and your Atlanta Braves that are really good. God. I don't have any ill will to the Braves, honestly. I grew up with WTBS. I watched the Braves.
There you go.
I mean, I don't, I got nothing for them.
Yeah.
I got no beef.
We'll see how it goes.
The Braves.
We'll see how it goes. The starting rotation has me up at night. Losing sleep over that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay, we're going to play a little game that brought to you by our... well, if I can get the thing to do what I want it to do. Madeline, what a pleasure. What a joy.
Thank you.
Just how fun has this been? Is this okay?
Yeah.
First, you're back in this out 3 years. You did last podcast. Is you okay with this?
Yeah.
We're going to play a little short game here. Not even a game. It's really a question thing. Let's start this. Let me get this going. And it's brought to you by our friends at Talcoot. Are you familiar with Talcoot?
I'm not, but educate me.
Talcoot, more than ever, you deal with product detail pages. We talk about this. The inventory, everything. Content is, people think, oh, AI, blah, blah, blah. We can do this. No. Madeline. Copy is more important than ever. Our real estate is shrunk on the screen. Mm-hmm. The storytelling of that product, of that brand is more important than ever. It really is.
I
so
agree.
Go to talcoot.com, and I guess their official slogan is Talcoot. Product content operations for the AI era. Now, Talcoot does this for many of the biggest brands through every vertical you can think of in the world.
Okay.
And they have the AI automation. They have the systems. They've been doing this a long, long time. So Talcoot is the answer, and they put together some questions. Just some starters, little thought-provoking situations.
Okay.
Okay, you ready,
These, like,
Madeline?
brain teasers or what?
I don't know.
Here we go.
This is real product-centric. Do you want to go with me on this? Because you were around product all the time. I mean...
Let's run with it. Let's see where it goes.
Let's start. Okay. I like this one. If your brand voice sat down at this podcast as a person, what are they wearing and what are they drinking?
Oh, I know this. Well, first, they're wearing purple, obviously.
Duh.
Duh. And they're drinking the Purple Dot. We've made a cocktail at our company that is purple and has gin in it.
What is it? Gin and what else?
Some other stuff. I don't know. It is deadly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Note to self.
We busted it out at the holiday party last year.
Where is the is there a global headquarters? Because again, there's a hint in your accent. There's a hint of where your roots are from.
Oh my gosh, you would never be able to place my accent because it's just too mixed.
I mean, you're in Atlanta, but you've been all over the world.
So we have offices in New York and London. I spent 10 years in London, grew up in North Carolina. My dad's also Colombian. So my accent, I feel like, is a weird mix.
It's a little something. It's just really hidden.
It's like
it just comes out like at the ends of. I love accent. I love accent.
So to my dad, I sound British. To British, I sound American.
Yes.
To American, sometimes I sound Colombian. I mean, it's just all over the place.
There's like a hint. I mean, it's a tiny dash sometimes of the English, of the British.
That's what 10 years in London will do to you.
Okay, let's see. What's a product content task you would hand to AI tomorrow with zero guilt and one you would never hand over?
Interesting. Content task. Do photos count?
Sure.
Okay.
Not really, but let's go with it.
It's content though, right?
It is content. And again, those pictures need words sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we notice brands really struggle with in terms of being able to get all their ducks in a row to be able to sell a product is the assets, right?
Yes, huge.
And we've seen brands do a really, really interesting, great job at using AI to create product images earlier than they ever have before.
Yeah.
I think that's super impactful because if you can bring up the timeline of what you're selling and make that less stressful for your team internally, I think that can be like a huge win.
Well, it's kind of, again, I didn't really mean to do this, but it brings us back to Purple Dot because if you're going to pre-order, I got to launch. It sends the content production management. It
brings it way up.
Oh my! It sends them into an absolute tizzy.
Yes, it does. It can.
Those freaking e-commerce people. That's the marketing people.
I know.
They want this thing to launch. There's no way. Do they understand how this product's built?
I know, but they're so good now. Like some of our brands, and I'm not going to call out the brands who are using AI or not for this, but you can't even tell the difference between some of their photos. That's how good it is at this. And so sometimes brands just have to rip off the Band-Aid and be like, yes, AI can produce your assets, which can only be good for you because you can launch earlier than you ever have before. I know that's a little Purple Dot plug, but I think it's super interesting. What I wouldn't hand over to AI is, and this is going to be controversial, but it's not content. Is it content? I think anything that's supposed to be authentically building a relationship with your end customer, I would not hand over to AI yet. I think that consumers are starting to get smarter of what's generated by AI versus not. So while I think, a product description, sure, an email marketer or email marketing, I don't know if I would do that yet because you're trying to create an authentic voice for your brand and an authentic relationship. And I think that consumers are smarter than ever. They can read through it and they want to feel like they're talking to a person. They want to feel like they're building a relationship with you personally as a brand.
Which is exactly why, Madeline, CEO, why content and copy is so important.
It is.
What were you going to say? You going to correct me?
No, I just think it's funny. I now realize that you were asking for my last name to begin with. It just dawned on me.
Listener, I have no idea what this woman's last name is.
It's Parra.
It's Parra.
Yeah.
It was probably sent to me in an email.
It just dawned on me that you said that. That was before my cup of coffee. Now I've drank it all, and I get it.
And now you're adding, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's why he was asking me that.
I'm just totally teasing.
Oh, man.
It's fantastic. What you've done is unbelievable. Seriously, congratulations. This ain't easy. This ain't for the weak of heart, man. This is tough biz.
Anybody operating in e-commerce and building from scratch, I think deserves a huge kudos because it's tough out there.
It is so tough on. Shout out you. Shout out everybody. At Purple Dot. Such a pleasure to have you guys on again.
Oh, thank you.
I love what you're doing. And it brings back everything you just said. Again, just to tie in our friends at Talcoot, copy in the content, right, is becoming more vital. And you can't trust that to just in the ether.
No.
You can't have somebody at midnight before the launch just like copy and paste.
Just yellow in it. No.
Yeah, you can't do it.
No.
Can't that. Ain't gonna that.
Absolutely not.
Wait, how come you don't?
Is that a sound effect? Is
No,
that an
but-
official sound effect?
No, but where's your southern draw?
It got squashed. 10 years in London squashed it. I still say y'all a lot, but I feel like everybody says y'all now. They've kind of like stolen that phrase from us Southerners.
Well, I had the real pleasure of getting down to Atlanta there in April for another conference, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. The food was lovely.
You should be an actor. Totally nailed
Madeline
it.
Parra, CEO of Purple Dot. What an absolute joy. So great to meet you. Congratulations on everything. Good luck to your Atlanta Braves.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll see you in the World Series.
Best of luck to the Mariners next year, maybe. Wink, wink.
That's a great way to end it. And why do we care to meet people? Because people matter. That's what we say here on the Always Up brand. And with more episodes coming live from eTail Boston, we'll see you later. Bye.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.